Fatuus. He was somewhat pals with Strife, and they once had a bet that Strife could make a believer out of Pythagoras, who didn't believe that the gods exist. Fortune. She took her duties seriously and expected her followers to perform good work. So Fortune was displeased when Lexus did not use his wealth to help others and revoked his streak of good luck. This led to the death of Hecate, but Iolaus blamed himself for being unable to save her life, and Fortune cast a spell to make him lose his memory. Hercules then asked her to restore Iolaus' memories. It's worth noting that Fortune also came to Hercules for advice, which proves that they were sort of friends. Hades is the eldest brother of Zeus and Poseidon. He was on good terms with Hercules, who helped to catch Cerberus, make a deal with Demeter about Persephone, assist in bringing Sisyphus back to the underworld when he escaped, and defeat the Fire Enforcer. In turn, Hades once brought back to life Herc's wife Deianira and once Iolaus. When his sister Celesta was captured by King Sisyphus, it was Hades who came to Xena to ask for help. He also told Xena that he liked her because she brought him work. Seems they all are work addicts in the underworld. Hecate. It was rumored that the she-demon in Easter was a follower of Hecate and gave her the souls of the mortals she turned to stone. Hephaestus. It was never specified who was his father in the series, but we know that his mother was Hera. However, she banished Hephaestus from Olympus because the left side of his face was scarred. Some mum, huh? Nevertheless, Hephaestus still was the craftsman of the gods and heroes like Hercules. They became friends when Herc was a teenager. He helped Hephaestus get back on his feet after being thrown out of Olympus, and in turn Hephaestus helped Hercules in various situations. Before ending up with Aphrodite, and while being hopelessly in love with her, Hephaestus was a bit unlucky with women. Once he even tried to build himself a girl, whom he named Galatea, in his forge, but she fell in love with Hercules. Hephaestus also asked Iolaus' grandmother Leandra to marry him because he believed she bore resemblance to Aphrodite. She declined at first, and later agreed to marry him if he would lift the curse that he placed on her village. But there was no marriage because Aphrodite showed up and answered Hef's feelings. So here's Hera now. According to the myth, her parents are Kronos and Rhea. Apart from being the mother of Ares, Hephaestus and presumably Discord, she is also the stepmother of Hercules. Marriage is sacred to her, so Hera was enraged by Zeus's many infidelities. The one which irked her the most was Zeus's affair with the mortal Alcmene, the product of which was Hercules. Thus, she often used her followers to try to kill him. One day, Hera even sent a giant fireball to Hercules' house, which killed his wife Deianira and their kids. This caused Hercules to swear a lifetime vengeance on Hera. When he became a god, Hera made an offer of peace and said that she didn't want to fight him anymore and that it was Zeus that she hated. While hating Zeus, Hera used Alcmene to make him hand over his godhood and banished him from Olympus. Later she also sent Ares to kill him, but he was saved by Hercules, who threw her into the abyss of Tartarus. Zeus then used his grandson Evander to release Hera from that prison with amnesia. Zeus managed to reconnect with his wife before she was given her memories back by Ares and attempted to get her revenge on Hercules once again. This resulted in the accident with Evander, and so with the help of Hercules, Hera decided to end her vendetta and give Zeus another chance. This also shows that both Hera and Zeus loved their grandson. Hera also seemed to have something against Prometheus, as she once stole his torch in order to rob Earth of its fire, and the other time she chained Prometheus to a rock, and Earth lost both the gifts of fire and medicine. Hercules and Xena saved the Titan. Long time ago, Hera was responsible for trapping Typhon's foot on a rock so that she can have Echidna and her children do bad things for her. This was over thanks to Hercules once again. During the beginning of the Twilight of the Gods, while most of the Olympians sided with Zeus, Hera made a vow to herself to never hurt humanity again, so she helped Hercules to obtain a rib of Kronos, which could be used to kill Zeus and save Xena along with her unborn child. Hercules. You again may ask, what? But he was a god for a very short time, so... His father, as we know, was Zeus. His mother was Alcmene, and his step-parents were Jason and Hera. Hercules maintained many close friendships and a few romantic relationships over his journeys throughout the ancient earth. So, his closest sister was Aphrodite, and his closest god friend was Hephaestus, who also had made his magical gauntlets. His closest friendship with a mortal was with Iolaus, who he considered a part of his own family. Jason, being the prince and later king of Corinth and Argos, was perhaps most powerful friend of Hercules, at least in their younger days. Hercules' first wife was Deianira. They raised 3 children, Aeson, Clonos, and Elea. A long time after his family was killed by Hera, Hercules met his second wife Serena, the last of the Golden Hinds, who was also killed, this time by strife. In the time before, between, and after these 2 marriages, Hercules had quite a few romances. The list of girls he fell in love with in his youth includes Ivana, Cyane, Eurydice, Medea, and Nemesis. He also went on his first blind date with a girl named Tara, but that didn't turn out quite well. Deianira of Troy, Iole, and 50 daughters of King Thespius all tried to seduce Hercules without any success. Psyche didn't seem to mind when Hercules fell madly in love with her after being hit by one of Cupid's arrows. Atalanta had unrequited love for Hercules to such extent that she even created his double with the help of Hephaestus. Hercules at some point believed that the Amazon queen Hippolyta might be his soulmate, but he never pursued her. And later, while their friendship bordered on the romantic side, he considered Xena to be his soulmate as well. Xena in turn held strong feelings of love for Hercules after he helped to redeem her. Morgan was originally a nemesis of Hercules, but he was able to redeem her too, installing her as a druid of justice, after which they developed their romantic relationship. But she left him later, deciding that if they lived in Greece, she would be unable to fulfill her duties as a druid, and if they lived in Hera, Hercules wouldn't be able to be the Greeks' hero. Nevertheless, they remain good friends. Next one is Hermes. His parents were Zeus and, according to mythology, Maia. According to Hercules, he is totally good friends with Aphrodite. He once delivered a message from Artemis to Hercules and Iolaus that her bow had been stolen. By the way, his sandals were also stolen a couple of times, first time by a guy named Meverb, and second time by Autolycus and Iolaus, who then returned them back, but the messenger of the gods was very unhappy about this nonetheless. Hestia, daughter of Cronos and Rhea. She was charged with guarding the toys of the gods, like the sword of Oreste, for example. Hestia never interfered in the lives of mortals. Occasionally, she acted as a peacemaker for her volatile family. One of her followers was virgin priestess Leia.